Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falconpaladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be the Cheese compilation for April 2021. If you're watching this on the Falcon Paladin first channel, you may have missed a few Cheese compilations. I'll give you a link in the description to the playlist on my other StarCraft 2 channel so you can catch up if you want. Alright, so bottom right for game number 1, we have Adelon. He is a Red Zerg player with a Brood War skinned hatch, and on the top left we have a Blue Terran player. It is Dan Andante. Kind of a cool name to say, actually, Dan Andante. So this is just my monthly cheese. If you want me to cast your cheese game, make sure it is cheesy. Make sure it is under 7 minutes, unless it's really amazing. Like if there's crazy stuff happening and it's low econ for longer than 7 minutes, we can roll with that. Also, don't send me any worker rushes unless they're incredibly unique in some way. We've seen all the worker rushes, I think, at this point. Proxies are always good. I love this proxy hatch that Adelon is tossing down. What else? What are the rules? The higher level your cheese is, the more likely it is that I'm going to cast it. So if you're like a GM level player or a Masters level player or a Diamond level player, better chance we'll cast your cheese than if you're Bronze. But, you know, I only got 7 submissions last month. So we kind of had to supplement them with some additional ones before we got enough for the cheese comp. So, what I'm saying is, send us your cheese. The odds of getting cast are pretty good right now. SCV comes in and says, no natural. So either it's a pool first, or I'm getting proxy hatched. This is where the SCV comes in and says, oh, hang on. Where the SCV comes in and says, aha, the pool is not done yet. It's not a pool first play. It is, in fact, there's a hatch somewhere and I need to go find it. Or my opponent's really bad, and his pool is exceptionally late. Oh, well, scouting SCV information is gone. So, proxy hatch, here from Adelon, Dan Andante, just doing real standard stuff. He's Reaper expanding. Really, I almost feel like you need to toss down a bunker at this stage of the game. I appreciate your walling off, but what about your natural base? I guess maybe he assumes there's lings coming in. He's just going to keep the Reaper at home for now, and then we'll see what needs to go after that. So the question is, what is Adelon doing? Is it going to be queens and lings? Usually we will see a Roach Warren. Proxy spines? Perhaps some proxy spines. I cannot believe he didn't see that. That was right on the edge of his vision, man. Our Reaper buddy did not know what was happening. That's a problem for him. The lings are just kind of slow moving across the map. See, this is a problem. Dear Reaper man, you need to stay home. If your opponent goes for a pool first play, as far as you can tell, there's not another base for the Zerg. You need to stay home because lings are going to be showing up and trying to kill your stuff. If you move out across the map, it leaves this entirely defenseless, except for 1 Marine, which is not enough against 6 slow lings. On the other hand, I guess you can get a scout off and see if there's a Roach Warren or anything. Is there an expansion yet? There's not. That's interesting, huh? Does he still not know? He still doesn't know this is happening. I kind of like this. It's a slow spine push up here. At the very least, Dan Andante is going to have a hard time holding his natural. If he doesn't just straight up lose the game here. He was working on a tech lab on a factory, so tanks, yeah, when in doubt, get tank starport. A Banshee could be pretty good here as well. Reaper says, aha, I have discovered your shenanigans. And I escaped. That's pretty good stuff. So slow lings almost have speed, like very, very close to having speed. Like there's the speed now. I mean, I'd go kill those mules, man. I don't see why not at this point in the game. I really don't. Tanks on the way from Dan Andante. Andante. Not Tunde, Dante. Different sounds. Yeah, but I think the window's closing here, man. There, just go get it. Whatever. Forcing a liftoff is good enough. The mules are pretty useless in this situation. There's nowhere to... There we go. Now they can return, sort of. Oh, no. The door... No! Why would you let it? Oh! Well, Dan Andante left the perfect window opening for a million Zerglings to waltz on into his main base, and he's paying for that decision. To a GG well played. Adelon is your winner in game number 1 of our cheese comp for April. Yeah, that could have been a fairly decent hold for Dan Andante if he had just not lifted up the barracks that was walling off here and used a tank to start firing on these spines. The Lings weren't getting through there with the tank on the high ground. Absolutely not. And the Marines behind the wall, pff, forget about it. Even with the creep spread. I mean, the tank would have killed the creep spread too. But he wanted, I guess he wanted the tech lab to be on the starport and just, boy. If there's creep literally in your natural base, maybe don't ever open your door. Especially not that wide. Especially not lifting an entire building. You could drive a boat through there, let alone Lings slipping in. Cool. All right, so that's game 1. Lesson learned for Dan here. Adelon gets the win. Let's move on to game number 2. Should be a good one. Looking forward to it. Game number 2 is here on Blackburn, the Ladder Edition. First time casting this map on the channel, actually. New maps for the ladder pool. Hooray! Bottom left, it is a Red Terran player. It is Black Knight. And in the bottom right here, it's a Protoss. His name is Alchemy. He's rocking the Brood War Nexus skin. And this SCV is fairly early, so I think it's going to be a proxy here from Black Knight. Slow zones, you can avoid them. You can go between them, but the pathing naturally takes you through the slow zones, so just pay attention to your scouting workers and you'll be okay. Yep, that's a proxy. Wait, hang on a second. No, it's not. Barracks is coming up back home. This is just a super duper early scout. I feel. Oh, it's an engineering bay block. Okay. NG bay block. Here's sub 1 minute. Let's see how Alchemy handles it. Going down. Seeing what's going on down in my natural. Ah, it's an engineering bay. Curses. Foiled again. That's how Alchemy sounds when he plays. No, I've been foiled. And man, he got that all the way up to almost done. It's going to take forever to kill. Super annoying. And the SCV comes in for the scout to see, double gate open, double gate opening is a little bit interesting from Alchemy. Not sure what the plan is there. Oh, okay. Then there's the Cyber Core. So you're going to have a lot of gas and not really anything to spend it on for a bit of time. That's fine. I think we'll be all right. Full wall because adepts are a problem in PvT. This probe is... this probe is proxying. Ooh, there's an Ultralisk chained up down there. Really super chained up down there. Hey, buddy. Sorry, you're stuck. Anyway, interesting map. Blackburn, right? You notice by the spawn locations alone. You got these gold bases that are super open to being harassed on the backside, which is really how gold bases should be. Is very dangerous to use because they're super, super useful. A lot of other expansions otherwise. All of the bases pretty easy to get to. This one's effectively an island, but you can knock down the debris and expand down here if you want to. Zealot doing his ever-loving zealoty best, taking down the engineering bay. And proxy gateway coming up here from Alchemy. So what are we doing? Adepts, huh? Lots of adepts. Which, honestly, kind of bad dealing with walls. And bunkers. So we'll see. I think this might come down to how Black Knight decides to defend this more than anything else. Because Mass Adept just isn't very good versus Terran anymore. There was a heyday. There was a heyday where it was extremely viable. Back when Adepts two-shot Marines. But that day is over and has been over for a long time. So... I mean, I guess as far as too early adepts are concerned for harassment, sure, but this is just the non-stop adept train for Alchemy right now, and I'm not entirely sure how confident I should feel in this. Black Knight walling off, got a bunker with 4 Marines in it now. He's got his natural base up and running. Alchemy has no sign of a natural base at all. It's really just one base all-inning right now. Factory on the way from Black Knight. And there's the wall. Yeah, he's worried about adepts. He's worried about zealots or something. And he's right to be. He is right to be. He saw the 2-gate opening, said, okay, you expect some kind of aggression. Let's go. So this is regular adept stuff. This isn't even a resonating glaive adept stuff. What is going on right now? Whee! And can they get through? They cannot get through. And repairing the bunker would be awesome. Repair the bunker. Black Knight, buddy, repair. Well, that didn't have to happen at all. I do not know where Black Knight's attention was there whatsoever. None. Actually, let's find out where his attention was during that. So his camera is here. He calls down a mule. He brings the SCVs down, but it's way too late.
Your base is under attack. How will you respond?
Yeah, how will you respond?
Add-on complete.
Man, alright, fair enough.
SCVs under attack. Their labor is our backbone.
I don't know who voice packed that is. Their labor is our backbone? Who is that, anyway? The Adepts decide to back on out. Rebuilding the bunker would be pretty cool. Also, reproducing Marines would be hot, too. Alchemy floating a bunch of cash. So there we go. Just made something. Warped in additional Adepts. Ah, we should not be surprised by an additional warping of Adepts. Once again, there's a wall here, but there's only two Marines back here. So that's not great. And the Adepts without resonating glaives are just here to try to ruin your day, Senor Black Knights. Yeah, they 3-shot SCVs as well. God, the Widowmine goes down. That sucks. That's okay, so it turns out Mass Adept opening on one base and 2 gates can totally work against Terran, assuming the Terran doesn't repair their bunker or doesn't wall. These are things we have learned today. That is, that's aggressive, man. That is an aggressive play. 25 SCVs down. Alchemy lost no probes whatsoever. Fun stuff. Fun little cheesy thing. That was good. All right, let's keep this thing rolling. Let's get, what do we need next? I guess we have all 3 races represented already. That's super cool. Maybe, ZvP? We'll be right back. We're on Pillars of Gold, a nice, safe, friendly, stable map for us. Have fun, etc., says Mac Winston. Top right, we have a Red Zerg player, Tristan. And in the bottom left, it's the Protoss, Mac Winston. Same you, says Tristan. We are just typing more letters to say good luck, have fun than necessary. All right. Hey, heard of the Falcon Paladin Hour? It's a weekly podcast featuring myself and Somicron as an extractor trick, double extractor trick from Tristan shows up. You can catch us live on twitch.tv/Somicron, SOMICRON, every Tuesday at about 9 p.m. Eastern. We will talk about stuff like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We'll talk about things like the Demon Slayer movie that came to the U.S. recently. Talk about GSL. Make bets on GSL to see who's going to come out on top. I recently picked Rogue to win GSL Season 1, and Somicron picked Maru. Pretty fun stuff. And you can also find the podcast wherever podcasts are sold, which, again, they're free, but Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. We're out on Spotify, which is kind of cool. But yeah, check it out. The Falcon Paladin Hour. Easy to find, free to experience. If you need more Falcon in your life than, like, 1 cast a day does for you. Alright, so the scout says, yes, pool first, extractor, no expansion. Let's prepare for some kind of crazy attack. Wall commence, double gate opening. Probably into a cyber core as soon as this gateway is finished. And everything's under control. Here for Mac Winston. He's getting his gas. He's not expanding because expanding is dumb this early. You want to get at least your cyber core up first before you expand. By that I mean your forge. What are you going to use gas for, Mac Winston? There's the cyber core. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Ling's on the way. This is where you make, like, a cannon and you're good. Unless this is wide open, in which case maybe... Yeah. Mac Winston. Walling off. We're actually at a point where a cannon kind of needs to start, like, right now. Or maybe 20 seconds ago. So there it is. But, like, there's a lot of other stuff coming up here before cannon does. So the Lings are going to go ahead and hack away at things. Only 2 Lings can attack that pylon, which sucks. And these Lings are not getting through. So Overlord getting some high ground vision to see what's going on back here. The answer is there's a cannon on the way. It's about 5 seconds from completion. And the extra wall means these Lings are not getting through. There are more Lings on the way, though. Yeah, the cannon finishes. This pylon is going to die, but that's going to be it. Zealot comes out, really takes his own life into his hands by moving out here when he knows there's Lings running around. So Tristan went for the early thing, got scouted, and Mac shut it down. So now it's time to expand. As the Zerg player has his natural base up and running, taking your natural now would be good, and about 400 minerals before we can do that. So, Mac Winston throwing it down. Just kidding. Mac Winston's getting assimilators and more probes and another gateway. And throwing up a proxy. Ooh, okay. So turnabout is fair play, says Mac Winston. You're going to try to early pool me. I will proxy your face in. This has to be a Stargate, right? This placement, Stargate? What do we think, friendos? I think it is. I think it probably is a Stargate. Yeah, there we go. Stargate warping in. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. I'm here 5 times a week with StarCraft 2 content. And then 5 times a week with Brood War content too. So if you like StarCraft, it's a good place to be. I guess if you're watching this on the StarCraft 2 channel, I'm just here 5 times a week with StarCraft 2 content. So it's another thing. If you ever feel like, hey, Falcon hasn't posted in a while, that's nope. I don't miss days. It's 5 times a week no matter what. So if you haven't seen one of my casts in a while, just come right to the channel and you'll find some stuff to catch up on. I promise you that. I do not take days off. Alright, so we're just going Zealots here for Mac Winston. Zealot Void Ray is a surprisingly good comp against early Zerg. So we'll see if maybe that's what he's going for. Any sign of a Baneling Nest? Like, I don't know why you make that many Zerglings when you know there's a hard wall here with a cannon behind it. Breaking through that with a number of Lings is going to be impossible. Maybe if they're fully upgraded, but they don't have any attack upgrades at all. Actually, we're just going for an Oracle. So not a Void Ray. And this is entirely Tristan's fault. Tristan should definitely have a Spore at each of his bases, and he doesn't. So any damage this Oracle gets is going to be because of his own neglectfulness and just not getting a Spore against the Protoss. You have to do it, man. I don't care if you think the Protoss is not going for Stargate. Get the Spore. They're safety spores. They're safety because they keep you safe. Alright, well, Oracle cruising in. And let the drone massacre commence. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something, 14, 15. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, 16 kills, and because we're worried about these Zealots up here. In fairness, because they're doing great, mind you. And I think that's GG. Hey, look, there's a Spore at the natural. How handy. Lings are just streaming in from all places trying to win this battle, but not winning this battle. Oh, suddenly like 3 Zealots died at once, and the Lings do win the battle. Oh, 4 more healthy Zealots have arrived. These aren't even speed lots. This is just slow Zealots wandering into your natural base trying to kill... Oh my gosh, there's more. And that's your GG. Mac Winston is your winner. 37 to 9 total workers. Where is that Oracle? And how many kills do you have, Oracle? You didn't die, did you? Please hold. No, you're right here. 16 kills. 16 kills. That's the power of double-pronged attacks, man. At the lower levels especially, if you can show up at the front door of a Zerg, especially with something like this, and be inside their mineral line doing stuff at the same time, it's really hard for Zergs to focus on both of those things. I guess that's true for all races, though, but easier for Zerg because their front door is wide open, right? There's not like a wall you have to contend with. Fantastic. Fantastic. Great hold against the early pool, the Proxy Oracle, and the slow Zealots getting the job done. Très bien. Let's move on to our next match. We're on Canyon of Tribulation. For our next cheese, it's going to be a 3v3 between Wrath, Cirrus, Fasto, and Falcon Pally, Iron Spine, and Samacron. Oh, so Iron Spine dropped from the game, so now it's a 2v3. Top side of Canyon of Tribulation, we have Team 1. It is the Teal Protoss player. It is Fasto. His teammate is a Red Terran. It is Raph, like Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then we have Cirrus, who's a Blue Zerg player. Team 2, down south, Falcon Paladin. He's purple. We've got an orange Protoss next door. It is Samacron of the podcast fame. And then Iron Spine's over here, but he's, Well, he's not here anymore. His internet dropped out on him super early, but what is this? ¿Qué pasa? It is Falcon Paladin throwing up a hatchery at the top of this ramp. Now, what is the response going to be? Well, it's a forge first into a gateway from Fasto. I haven't seen that in a while. This is Cirrus. Yeah, you're not wrong. Somicron wanders in with his drone. He's waiting. His pool finished, and he's throwing up a spine crawler. So suddenly, Team North is under a lot of pressure here. Terran is just now getting his barracks started. What's he been doing? He's been... This barracks, right? This is his first barracks, derp. Herpa derp. And let this be a lesson to Cirrus. Like, maybe bring more than one drone down to try to kill the spine. He does throw up 3 spines of his own, which is definitely a little bit scary. But they do take a while to build, and this spine's going to finish because the response was not appropriate. So this is an excellent lesson in why your early response to cheese is super important. Like, insanely important. If you kill this thing before it comes up, you do much better against it, right? These probably finish. Lings are already here from Somicron. They made the walk across the map. Trying to kill this spine. The Lings aren't quite sure what to do. My Lings show up. Suddenly the spines are down. Suddenly this spine gets surrounded by Zerglings. I've got a queen coming up in here, and Raph is just beside himself. The Zerg player Cirrus as well, struggling mightily about what to do. This spine of Cirrus does get 8 kills and is alive, but does get taken down by a couple more Lings arriving. My queen is popped. I'm ready to provide some additional DPS here. That spine crawler has 10 total kills. Queen versus queen with Ling support. These spines are just not working out for Cirrus at all. The proxy hatch has taken over. It has merged creep with the enemy. Cirrus's creep. Lings have arrived from everybody, every corner. Somicron and Falcon Paladin working together, but killing one player is not enough. No, no, no. You also need to kill the other 2 players in this game. Fasto. Okay, Fasto's been very distracted. Apparently, he's not. He doesn't have anything right now. How do you not have any units at 3 minutes? Yeah, and Raph is gone. In fairness, I'm not even sure a bunker would have helped here. What the crap? Are you blind? Fasto tried to expand. He's got 2 cannons up here. 2 more cannons here. So he's got cannons. And he's making a Void Ray. And we all know the Void Rays are good units, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the cannons are going down just with the sheer number of speedlings that are present. These cannons did pretty well for themselves, though. 16 total kills between them. The Lings... Sorry, my camera keeps doing that. And the Void Ray arrives. Void Ray versus probes. Or versus Zerglings. Lings versus probes. Does clean this up. Fasto hasn't been paying a whole lot of attention to what's going on in this game, but knows to make Void Rays. And it's playing about at a diamond level in 3v3, so I don't know. What does that tell you about the viability of Void Rays? I mean, lifting this orbital command would be good, but Raph's already gone. Raph left the game. But, you know, enough Lings die here, the Void Ray count gets high enough, and suddenly it's going to be fairly dicey. But queens have arrived, right? Did Somicron walk a queen all the way? And there's your GG. Fasto leaves the game. Somicron threw down a hatch down here. That's where that queen came from. And yeah, proxy hatch, top of the ramp. Zerg player did not quite respond to it well enough. That's a 14-kill spine crawler of Somicron's. That is an MVP spine crawler for sure. Yeah, making spores. Got 4 queens over here. Got more queens on the way. It's just, no. Nope. You're not winning this game, Fasto. Genius. Smart play to get on out of there. So that is just one of the games that were cast out at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin recently. If you want to see us do crazy stuff together, then by all means, head out there. Hit that follow button. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just like subscribing on YouTube. Hit that follow. We're out there Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you're, doing stuff Friday night, have some free time, come by, say hello. Come leave me a follow. All right, going to keep this train rolling. We got more cheese for your April, obviously. We're not done yet. Stick with it. Hit that like button if you haven't already. we're on 2,000 atmospheres. Hey, second new map of the day. Bottom left, going to be Alchemy. Top right, going to be Lesber. It's a PvP here on 2,000 atmospheres, which has the same gimmick of Abyssal Reef, if you remember that map. It's underwater, right? So we got fish here. Dead stuff floats up to the surface instead of remaining on the ground. And yeah, it's just kind of a peaceful scene here. Anyway, 2,000 atmospheres. PvP. Oh, little kiss here by the probes as they pass each other. Starting off with the gateway. And Alchemy starting off with the gateway as well. So no cannon rushing in this PvP. And again, special thanks to my screeners, Sniper Monkey and Alchemy, for getting through it this month. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you watching the cheese and letting me know which ones were good, which ones were très bien, and which ones were mal. So this is the part of the game. There it is. So proxy pylon here from Alchemy. It's like someone's got to figure out who the cheeser is and what they're doing. Because, yeah, that's definitely a proxy pylon. It's got to be a Stargate, right? Got to be a Stargate. I got the 2 gas rolling. Cybercore rumming up here, too. Rumming. It's rumming up here. It's a new word. Rumming. More standard stuff on the other side from Lesber, though. He's got the 2 gates. He's got the Cybercore. He's got the 2 gas. He's going to make something. Let's call Stalker. I call 2 Stalkers. Ready, set, go. Production tab says 2 Adepts. Ah, gambled and lost. Sometimes that happens. Stargate coming up. Everything is totally just fine. Probe says they're an expansion. No, that's fine. I haven't expanded either. It's a little bit scary to expand in PvP, especially at the lower levels. I know a bunch of players that are afraid to. So the fact there's not an expansion from Alchemy really shouldn't be setting off any warning bells in Lesber's head, I don't think. Oh, it's the proxy. Oh my goodness. Proxy shield batteries. How did he scout this? Please hold. Wow. So he just like, he's checking for proxy stuff. Maybe the warning bells did go off in his head. Or maybe he's just been proxied like this before. More than once.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Right, so that's why these adepts rock on in and figure out what's going on. Probe instantly dies. Sorry, Probe. Adepts decide this Artosis pylon is probably your best bet for trying to shut this thing down. How fast can you chrono boost out a void ray? Probe. Oh, a probe from Lesber coming over. Oh, I don't know about bringing all of your probes in here. Dude, the shield batteries are healing the pylon so it doesn't die. Oh, that's insane. You have another chrono boost to finish off this? Yep. Another chrono boost has arrived. There's your shield battery. Got one more shield battery worth of energy. Now the void ray. El Arrive. And yeah, that is such a problem for Lesber. Oh, friend. Oh, friend. Roman countryman. Lend me your ears. Hang on. That pylon might actually... No, it's getting healed up. Okay. The Stargate might die. Oh my gosh, the probe's got the Stargate. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I'm not going to say no to that. Prismatic alignment. Get the other one. Yeah. Prismatic alignment eats stalkers for dinner. Blurp. And might as well prismatic alignment down this pylon while you still have prismatic alignment, because the stalker's probably not going to help you with that. And the pylon does go down. Now the Void Ray versus Stalker battle. Let it continue. In production, a Void Ray of Lesber's own, which is exciting stuff. So, Lesber's down 26 to 19 workers. Alchemy's expanding. The shield battery is so good here. Like the proxy shield battery concept. I know Blizzard intended it to be a defensive unit, but man, the fact that they spawn with full energy is crazy going on. Get out of there. Oh, that was a mistake. That was bait. That was Lesber baiting Alchemy to come in here. What I'm surprised by is that Alchemy didn't come down and rebuild a Stargate, or like, I guess he's done. The Void Ray is all we're dealing with right now. It is 29 to 19 workers. Again, the natural base for Alchemy is on the way, where Lesber is not expanding a la moment. And we're working on a lot of gateways for Alchemy, floating a bit of cash. I honestly feel like probably a Mass Stalker follow-up here would be pretty awesome if your opponent's going Void Rays. You have to have enough, right? If you have one Stalker, it's not like it's going to kill 3 Void Rays, but, you know, if you have cost for cost, 2 or 3 Stalkers on a Void Ray, then it's going to be a bad time for the Void Ray. Here we go. I mean, this is very close. He's cutting it. This guy's showing up now, and Stalkers are just now warping in here to deal with this. Yeah, see... Ow. 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 Oh, it's slow because it had prismatic alignment on. Oh. The slowness is damaging. Army supply, 12 to 8 for Alchemy. Stalkers on the warpath on the counterattack. Lesber is going for a Dark Shrine. When behind Dark Shrine. It has never been more applicable than in this moment because Lesber is down a base. He's down in worker count. He's down in army supply. He's going to go ahead and try to get some DTs rolling and hope that Alchemy doesn't have detection, because right now, there is no detection from Alchemy. None. Not even a Stargate, so he can use Revelation on the Oracles. That's not even a possibility here. Insane. Yeah, so Void Ray, even if it's not prismatically aligned, it's pretty slow. Stalkers are fast units. Natural base for Lesber is not happening, but also getting up this ramp doesn't seem too hard. But Alchemy playing a little bit safe. Tiny bit safe here. Oh, it actually hit the unbuildable rocks by accident. That's usually something the defender does. Oh, he did it again. The unbuildable rocks are kind of keeping Lesber alive here. Like, more than he should be, I guess. So that's a cancel, right? Nope, that's just a dead Nexus. Okie doke. DT here from Lesber. Oh man, he just warps in on the low ground. He's like, we're going for it. Dun dun da da dun dun da da dun 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 da da. Meanwhile, Void Ray, why? Why do you still make the Rays a Void? God, that's horrible. Okay, so Alchemy feels like he has this thing completely under control, which he mostly does, in all fairness. But DT's defensively kind of not bad here, actually. What is he doing? It's like a robo. I need a robo so bad. Oh, man. This Dark Templar is causing problems. This DT is not helping kill the Stalkers, but you know what? Probes are decent fighters, man. DT decides he's going to try to shut down the robotics facility, which he's very capable of doing. Dude, Forge maybe? Throw up a Stargate somewhere else? Third base coming up from Alchemy, that might have been a problem. Actually, dude, this man. That's a 6-kill DT right there for you. Where's the other one? The other one's coming down. Ah, gonna build a robo up here at the third base and hope that Lesber doesn't know about it. He doesn't have vision on those buildings. Yeah, see, you notice the corpses are flying up to the sky here because we're underwater. Apparently. Fun stuff, huh? Yeah, it's the spiritual successor to Abyssal Reef. Zealots from Alchemy, Stalkers from Alchemy. We're in base race mode at this point, but the defensive DTs are so good. But guess what? Robo facility almost done. Almost complete. Something complete. Shield battery overcharged can only do so much. Oh, depowers everything over there. The DT's defending, though. doing some work, honestly. The DTs on offense are doing amazing. Where is the Observer? There's the Observer! Oh, the Observer's here. The charge lots. The charge lots are going to do much, much better now that they can see what they're doing. That's actually insane positioning from that DT. 22 kills on that guy before he dies, by the way. So it's 22 to 18 workers, but it is also 3 bases for Alchemy versus 1 base for Lesber. So let's just, I think Lesber is toast. The DTs were a fancy way to extend this game beyond what it should have, probably. Well, that is kind of the trick, man, right? You do something, hope your opponent's not ready for it, and you can bring yourself back into a game, or at least extend it a little bit further. I don't know, Lesber. Like, what's the plan here? He is... Oh, Alchemy's building his own Dark Shrine. If you can't beat him, join him. But he did beat him. He beat him with detection, turns out. It's a good way to beat somebody. Did you bring an Observer with you? Yes, they're just very slow. There's 3 of them, actually. So, how much do you want to mash your face up this ramp against Archons and Zealots? Not particularly well, says Alchemy. But hey, let's do it. I know there's a shield battery, but it can't possibly have shield battery overcharge right now. Never mind, it totally has shield battery overcharge. Is it enough? Probably. Alchemy decides to back out because it's probably enough. And Charge-a-Lot Archon, surprisingly good against Stalkers, actually. Yeah, Archon's sitting back here, not doing bonus damage, because Stalkers aren't biological, but, you know, doing enough damage. And biological versus the enemy Zealous is pretty good, too. Oh, guess who has his own Dark Templar now, though? It's like the, uh-oh, Happy learn how to putt moment from Happy Gilmore, huh? Now, do you have your own detection? Kind of. There's a cannon here. Oh, there's a cannon here, too. Dude, you gotta snipe that cannon, like, now. Or the pylon, I guess. Didn't work. All the DTs are dead. It's, I mean, look, it's still 62 to 21 workers, which feels like an insurmountable lead here, if you ask me. The fact that Lesber has not been able to expand and he's starting to get mined out of his main base is problematic in the long run. Alchemy, he has lost 40 probes today, but he's back up to 56 through the power of 3 Nexuses. 3 Nexus power. DT trying to get some stuff done here for Lesber. Nope. Not allowed. Alchemy making his own forge, making 6 more gates. Because he's on 3 bases, and you need more production. The more bases and the more workers that you have. This is all making a lot of sense right now. It's just, Lesber, look, man, you're not winning this game unless you expand. There is not a road map for you unless you're taking a second base and probably a third base at this stage, because you just keep falling further and further behind. Both players have charge. Alchemy is working on +1 attack, but it's pretty far from completion. It's 51 to 35 army supply. Lesber has... What? Alchemy's moving out? Oh, worst possible time, Alchemy. Are you kidding me? No. Lesber cannot possibly turn this into a base race right now. That's like the most optimal position for him, is to just turn this into a base race. Alright, this is, I guess, a base race. Alchemy's on the other side of the map. And, Lesber's army supply blocked him. Further supply blocked him. Natural base is in shambles. He knows this exists, but he doesn't know about this one. And Alchemy decides we're just going for it, I guess. Yeah, Lesber supply block too, so we can't warp anything to help him out here, which is a super big problem. +1 attack is almost done for Alchemy. It did just actually finish, so +1's going to help these guys kill stuff. But I just don't know that it actually matters. +1 zealots are pretty incredible. Shield battery overcharge is great, but killing... Look at the charging back and forth here as he's just trying to focus down the Nexus. And deal with the rest of it as it comes. And then just recalls out of there. Yeah, is he just... Wow, just kind of giving up the main base a little bit here. But he's got an Immortal now. He has an upgraded advantage on these enemy Zealots. He's up 49 to 23 army supply. And Lesber kind of trying... Guardian Shield is up, but it doesn't help against the Zealots, man. It helps against the Immortal, which is nice, but the +1 attack is helping a lot. Dude, this Archon has 21 kills, but it's not enough. He is surrounded, and Lesber calls the GG Alchemy is your winner in 15 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, see, that's a good example of a game that is just intense from the start, intense all the way through. There's just great back and forth happening. A lot of stuff dies, and it doesn't feel like 15 minutes because it's so action-packed. So great one. Thanks for sending that one in. And I think we have about 3 more casts to go here today. So stick with it. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll return with more cheese. We're on a light shade. Top left, Red Zerg player Turtle for the win. Bottom right, Ebony Shade. A blue Terran player. Isn't that the name of one of Thanos' minions from Infinity War? No, that's Ebony Maw. That's what it is. Ebony Maw. Not a lot of time on screen in that film, but did talk a lot. So good words per minute average. All right, Ebony Shade moving out with an SCV. Turtle for the win. Unaware because he's just scouting with an Overlord. But at this lower level, I kind of feel like it's good to Worker Scout, even if you're Zerg. I promise. The the worker that you're losing for mining is not going to be the reason that you lose. But if you scout a forge or a proxy with your drone, then that is invaluable information. Anyway. So this SCV says, no hatchery. Ooh, could I block it? Actually, hold on. I thought that drone was gonna... I thought the first drone was bait. And the second drone was actually going to throw down a hatch here, but nope. Pool on the way from Turtle. Extractor mining that gas. CV cruising in. Drone. What? We're trying to be sneaky here, I guess. Maybe Ebony Shade doesn't know there's new, like, 2 probes down here. Oh, there's your proxy hatch. So, I mean, it's not here. It's not here because it can't be here because this wall's nice, but... Alright, it's here, and this drone distracts the SCV long enough to get backed into a corner and murdered. So if you're this SCV, you need to keep investigating, right? You can't be done at this point and be like, alright, we killed that drone. Everything's fine. You have to have noticed there's a second drone over here, which again is odd, but sometimes odd things happen in StarCraft. So we pull the workers off the gas after he has enough for speed, like to the point that this gas is going away. That's how much he pulled workers off gas. So it is going to be Queens and Speedlings all the livelong day. The thing is, this is right on the Reaper path. I mean, if you're going to sneaky proxy hatch, like, put it here? Or, like, up here? But if you put it exactly where the Reaper is going to go to try to get to your base, I don't know what the point is. Another hatch. Not even in a position to mine. Turtle for the win is making some very strange decisions right now. See, look. La 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 la. Reaper moving out. Gonna run smack dab into your proxy hatch because there's nothing else you could really do there. So he scouts it. Pulls back on in. There are lings on the way. Speed is like 70% complete. Killing this hatch is going to be difficult. This Overlord is probably going to die. Nope, just kidding. I mean, the Marine's going to die. Because he's trying to kill the Overlord. My brain, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, Reaper needs to get back inside now because these are going to be Speedlings very soon. Alright, so... Like, it's nice you have all these Speedlings. Oh, alright. Reaper did not stay inside and paid for his hubris. Now here's the problem. Getting through here without queen support or like proxy spines or banelings is going to be impossible. I just don't know, how long have you played StarCraft that you think getting through a wall like this with 0 upgrade speedlings is going to work? It's just not going to work. There's 1 Marine back here. That's enough to stop this. Unless the SCVs stop actually repairing this supply depot, which would be fairly traumatic, actually. Buddy, friendo, Ebony Shade. Are you kidding me? Oh, there's a Hellion. Now you really have to get out of here. Or you could let this Hellion get the most Zergling kills of all time. There you go. Backing out. Backing out. You need more than... Look, man. Here's a thought for you. If you were just gonna speedling this, just make your stuff back home. The proxy is not helping. What the proxies are for is pushing proxy spine crawlers and getting queens up here faster than they can walk across the map. Speedlings are fast. Speedlings do not need any help getting across the map in 3.8 seconds, right? Yeah, drops would be cool, but again, you stop getting gas, so that's not ideal. You do need gas to make dropper lords. I love this from Ebony Shade. He's like, oh, I can't take my natural. Let's just ninja expand down here. There's no way the Zerg player is going to look. And boy, is he right about that. I'm going to say he's absolutely correct about that. Okay, you have more lings now. That's great. But have you ever seen the movie 300? You ever see how 300 Spartans held like 10 million thousand enemies? That's what this is. This is a siege tank, 2 Marines, and a Hellion versus 60 Zerglings. And guess who's going to win? Not the 60 Zerglings, that's for sure. Army supply is 30-9. It doesn't matter. Sometimes having more doesn't mean anything. Also, if we're going battle cruiser, that'd be an interesting way to win this game, because I'm not sure that Turtle knows what queen... Oh, he has got 1 queen. Turtle knows what queens are, everybody. I cannot believe he's making more. I mean, I can believe he's making more. What does this queen think she's going to do? There are siege tanks. Okay. There is a siege tank. Well, this Hellion's like, I got it, guys. Oh my gosh, why would you come out here? You're just gonna die. Oh, what? The lings saved him. Well, queen explodes. Alrighty then. Oh, he found it. He found this. No, the Zerg found the base. Okay. I mean, Turtle's still not winning this game. He's at 13 workers at 7 minutes. And he has nothing that can kill a battle cruiser. 0 things. He's okay, he has a queen. He keeps making queens. He's not spreading creep with them, though. Turtle is, I mean, this is a lesson everybody has to learn at least once in their life, is that throwing Zerglings into a wall is just not going to do it for you, especially against Terran. So Battle Cruiser is going to compete with the Oracle in top number of kills today in worker kills. The problem is there aren't enough workers here for the Battle Cruiser to win that crown. So as far as killing 100% of a mineral line, I think that's pretty good. Also, just getting additional Zergling kills down here. We're up to 18, so gotta feel pretty good about that, right? These tanks, though, the kills. 20 kills. GG. Ebony Shade's your winner. 28 kills. So, resources lost here is 2,800 to 374. It's 78 Zerglings, 14 drones, and a queen down for a Marine, a Reaper, a Hellion, and an SCV. That sounds like a joke. An SCV, a Hellion, a Reaper, and a Marine walked into a bar. and murdered every single Zergling there. So that'll do, pig. It's a lesson Turtle will never forget. I hope he never tries to break a Terran wall again with just speedlings. It doesn't work. I don't care how many you have. It doesn't work against a Terran who's worth his salt at all. That was very close. Ebony Shade, I mean, that was very close to this supply depot dying before anything was really out and the Lynx flooding in and winning. But that required Ebony Shade to screw up. Like, your strategy cannot depend on the other player to screw up. It just can't. 93 to 4 units killed is so many. Oh, so many. Man. All right, that was incredible. So, yeah, that right there is going to be it from me for this replay. Oh, I went into finish mode for some reason. We have more. We have more cheese. Don't go anywhere. I promise. We'll be right back. Hey, we have new 2v2 maps as well. Very fun. So top side, Captain America here on Polka is going to be Corollas and his teammate next door. It is Shadow Slayer. Team South, going to be a purple Terran player. It is Jins and his Zerg teammate named Big Devils. All right. So we're rooting against Team South, which is based on the naming conventions here. And Team Captain America. Oh, that reminds me. Falcon and the Winter Soldier just finished up season 1, which I thought was pretty good. I mean, not bad TV, not the best thing I've ever seen, but, you know, okay. A little bit busy, a little bit of a mess, but I think the whole goal was to, spoiler alert, like, make Sam into the new Captain America, and I think they succeeded. I think he's great. He's got the right heart and spirit for it, which I think is what matters most for Cap, and I'm looking forward to his future in the MCU. The other stuff, there's a lot of other stuff they kind of flubbed on. But they didn't drop the ball on their biggest goal, so I think we're okay with it. So walling off here so Zerg player can have a safe place to expand. Is there anything else to worry about up here? No. Other than somebody eating through these mineral fields and getting access to your bases. But Shadow Slayer's actually double proxy barracksing down here. So, okay. So he's got a third racks back home for walling purposes. Corollas has a forge, because 2v2s are cheesy, and getting a forge for cannons is probably not going to be something you regret in most situations. Corollas is up here with a probe, too. I'm not... Are you going to... It's got to be a pylon. I don't know what else you're doing up here, friendo. There it is. So there's your pylon. Is it going to be a Stargate? Double gas has been taken, but not saturating the second assimilator. There we go. Now saturating the second assimilator. Terran has gas, but this feels like Reapers to me. Are we feeling, oh, there's no room for, I was going to say, no room for a tech lab. Oh. All right, we're just going to lift them on up in here in this forgotten corner of your base. God, that is such a great place to throw down proxies. Holy smokes. You would totally forget this exists if you spawn down here. And look, they've got a pylon down here worried about the same thing happening to them. Fair. It's entirely fair, man. So, yeah, it's going to be Reapers. Fair enough. Stargate with a cannon here in case it gets scouted, I guess, but that's fairly unlikely, I would say. SCV for Jins comes up. Sees nothing too out of the ordinary, honestly. Oh, no, those are Shadow Slayers. Ah, the color was different. Never mind. No scouting has been happening at all from Team South. Except for this Overlord all the way down here, and this Overlord running up, too. So, yeah, we're going Proxy Reaper here. With the... I forget what the skin is called, but by golly, they've got giant knives on their arms. You'd think their melee attack would be better if they had giant knives on their arms. Oh, man. Big Devils scouting it, man. We gotta go. We really gotta go now. What does Jins have? He's got 3 Marines. That seems not ample for this. To be honest with you. Kill him. You got this thing. Pull the Wounded Reaper back. There you go. He's microing his Reapers. Doing a lot of good work. Yeah, doesn't lose a single one of them. There are some slow lings that want to engage with this, but have second thoughts for obvious reasons. Jins is down to no mining at all. Slowling's trying to save the day. SCV is forced to be pulled off the line, which is never a good place to be. And the oracles arrive, oh, just in the nick of time. Oh, man. Double Oracle Reaper. Jins taps out. And Krullis and Shadow Slayer with their proxy lift the barracks into the main, Mass Reaper, and Oracle play. That was really clean. I mean, that resources lost is a combined 50 resources for Team Captain America versus 1,200 for the other guys. So that was very well executed, Cheese. I'm very, very pleased with that one. Well done indeed. All right. Good stuff. So let's keep this thing rolling. I think we've got a couple more. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and we shall return. Back on friendly, familiar Oxide, it is Baniac versus Starchild. The bottom left, Baniac, he's a red Zerg player. And in the top right, he's a blue Terran, Starchild. Whew, some more ZvT here. You really heard my call for more Zerg games. I really appreciate it. Last month we had 0 Zerg games, if I remember correctly. And I was very sad about that, but thank you for answering the call. If you want to support me directly, patreon.com/falconpaladin is a good way to do that. Or on PayPal, falconpaladin@gmail.com. That is a way you can donate to me that has the least fees associated with it. Donating through YouTube and Patreon have fairly large fees, like I don't know, 30 to 40%. So Patreon's the best way to go, but if you don't have it, then I appreciate support any way that you can give it. Hitting that like button is a way to support me as well, if you don't want to support me monetarily. So Starchild, going for the double racks. What is that from? I want to say Starchild is from a very specific sci-fi property. Or if it's just a more generic concept. Right. Oh, there's a movie, Starchild. Oh, no, there's not. Oh. It's a concept for like a super gifted kid. Also, there is a book called Starchild about a super gifted kid. Okay, so the concept of Starchild is just like, is your child special? As though they fell from the stars. Whatever, man. Look, if you have super duper high expectations for your children, it's not going to go well for you. It's just not. Just don't do it. Just accept your kids for who they are. Push them to succeed, you know, a little bit. Don't make them crazy. It's my parenting advice. So Starchild throwing down a bunker. Did you got to get that bunker now. There you go. Man, wait too long. The creep's going to be too far out. Baniac's response. There you go. Pull the fuzzy drones. Excellent. Muy excelente. You have to move the Marines though. Okay. Well, it looks like Baniac has probably held this, but Terrans have been known to win games even when their proxy fails miserably. Oh! Oh no! That bunker is finished! Don't let them in! Don't let them— oh! They got one in, but it doesn't matter. There's just too much Zerg here. The SCV can't even find a spot to repair. So oh! He attacked his own hatchery for a second there. That's done. And that's it, man. Wow. Starchild. So, lesson for you here. Terrans, much better than you, have won from this position. You just float off your barracks. You send them back home. You build a factory in the meantime. Get a Cyclone or a Siege Tank or something awesome. You can hold off these Lings. Look at all this lost mining time that Baniac has. He's barely mining at all back here. He's still in the game, by the way, which is interesting. There you go. Now he's left the game. So, premature leave. It would have been a hard thing to pull off to win this game for Starchild. I hear you, buddy. But I'm not kidding. The number of games I have seen and that I have cast wherein the Terran loses the proxy fight that badly and still wins the game? Pretty good. Too many times. Okay, we'll be back. Final game. Coming at ya. Don't go anywhere. We're back on Canyon of Tribulation. Team South, again, is Iron Spine. Falcon Pally and Somicron. Team North this time is going to be a purple Terran. His name is Mighty. Next door, it's a yellow Protoss named Taylor Swift. And then we have an orange Terran with a Brood War skin here. It is Groping Comek. I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at here, honestly. But they're on the same squad here. The LVO team. And they're sending stuff over here. There's already 3 SCVs over here from Comek. So Iron Spawn wants to go Mutalisks, and I said, sure, that's fine. Why don't you go Mutalisks, Iron Spine? Excellent. I'm glad you're still here. That's wonderful news for me. It's easier to win games when you have a full squad rather than missing one, it turns out. But there are some shenanigans at play here for Team North. They are absolutely throwing down proxy gateways. Both Terrans are going proxy racks right now. I honestly don't know why Comek here... I guess he's got 3 SCVs down here because he's planning on building 3 barracks. So we scout this. My Overlord gets in here, sees exactly what's going on. Somicron's is not too far behind. And Somicron's trying to expand to the low ground, which is really bad for him. Expanding back here would be a lot easier. And even look at this. They're even walling off the top of our own ramp, so we can't do anything to wall off up here either. Oh, this is brutal. Pools are not done for Somicron or myself because we both went hatch first. Same thing for Iron Spine. All 3 of us go hatch first, and we're all getting punished for that decision because the proxies are real, man. 2 Zealots on the way. Marines in production. Somicron comes in with a bunch of drones and tries to shut this down. Same thing. Bring a handful of drones in, but actually, too many drones, not enough spots to attack at this stage. So I send a couple of them back. And 1 Marine arrives, and this is exactly the same thing. This is the reverse. You get contained inside your house by Marines, right? You're not trying to break into a Terran base, but you're trying to keep units from getting in here. So, man, Zealots have arrived. Spines have been coming up for Somicron for a little bit, but again, they take a while to build. And Zealots are so good against buildings. No. 1 Spine down. And that is a double Spine down because Marines are adding the DPS. And another Zealot arrives. And Somicron is just getting absolutely picked on here. It's not even fair. These Marines, a little bit caught out here. These are not Speedlings by any stretch, but Marines go down pretty easily. The Zealots are just hacking away, though. We're trying to keep the Marine count low, trying to kill the Zealots. That is disgusting positioning on those Zealots, but they all do die. Somicron down to 9 total supply here. Not ideal. And, alright, trying to get some bunkers up to assist with this. Marines kind of rallying in instead of attacking for Comek, so maybe not the greatest control from him there. But that bunker does finish. There are not any Marines available to hop inside it, though. There you go. He lowers the supply depot and gets inside the bunker. I'm bringing bangs. What I mean by that is banelings. The bunker is a super game changer here. It makes the Marines so much better in this position. Once again, or Iron Spine, rather, is making banelings. Poor Somicron. Again, just by virtue of where he spawned, he's having a really bad time. Iron Spine kills a couple Marines. I've got my Speedlings in the mix, and the Iron Spine leaves the game. I really like the Blank Space song, Taylor. Because one of these players' name is Taylor Swift, you remember? Taylor Swift, not Smift. Taylor Swift. Somicron GG's out, leaves the game, leaving Falcon Paladin alone. Oh, Falcon, no. But Falcon decides to persevere regardless in the face of insurmountable odds. He's engaging, really working on +1 attack, but doesn't have it yet. The Zealots do end up dead. This Adept is a bit of a problem, but not being microed particularly well, and as a result does end up going down. So that was a good trade. Somicron's hatchery is toast. This hatchery is still alive. Apparently this bunker not getting repaired either is kind of interesting. So Iron Spine got disconnected again. He was trying to play with us out on twitch.tv/falconpaladin, but his internet was real bad that night. And we found out later his entire neighborhood was having super bad internet problems. But yeah, he disconnected from 2 of these games. Spines coming up because I'm way too late with the Spines, but I have a lot of Zerglings actually. So this feels like something I can take as long as they don't get inside the bunker. So we're going to pull them back. this bunker gets canceled, buying time for the spines to finish here. I'm also working on building stuff from Iron Spine's base too, injecting, building Zerglings, because you can use your teammates' stuff to build. It's a little bit more time consuming, but it helps you if you can use their production facilities as well as your own in this situation. If you are with a teammate who has disconnected or quit, you still get the resources from these mineral trips. You still can use the larva to build stuff. And actually, that's a really good surround there. Adept Sentry's getting massacred. Force Field, not enough Force Fields available if you only bring one Oracle with you. So once again, good trades, and the Banelings that Iron Spine promised her here, because I made them. But he had the Baneling Nest, which I could take advantage of because I'm controlling him now. So his Banelings are going to be really, really useful in this attempt to break this contain. The Banelings are taking down an entire bunker. Remaining Banelings finishing off the already weakened bunker. The bunkers are gone, and suddenly this position is looking a little bit tenuous for Team North here. Mighty floating a bunch of cash. Taylor Swift and Comic spending their money a little bit better. I'm spending all the cash that I have as fast as I can. Iron Spine technically as well, because he's giving all of his to me. You can see every time a mineral comes in, it comes into my setup there. Lings, we're like, all right, look, we're doing this because you're not repairing the wall. So we bust out with the +1 attack. That's really important here that the +1 attack exists. I think those Broodlings just killed an Adept too, which is hilarious. And yeah, so guess what's all over here? All the production. All of the production for the team, except for this Stargate, is all the way over here. So Ling positioning is really stupid in this situation. He made an Immortal. Or she made an Immortal. Taylor Swift, friend, do not make Immortals. Versus an enemy who's going Ling Baneling is not going to go well for you. This one Adept is going to get a whole bunch of kills, but also she's in a bit of a prison of her own making. And then she ends up going down. So, Adept toast. Production facility's gone. +1 attack is really, really nice. Trying to spend my money as much as I can. It's 46 and 48 supply for Team Me. 23, 34, and 19 for everybody else. So, yeah, there's a wall here. It's not a wall. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I thought it was a wall, but it's not a wall. Oh, my gosh. And a billion Zerglings from Falcon come into the +1 attack. Again, I cannot stress how important attack upgrades are for Zerglings because they attack so quickly. And yeah, bunker down. Void Ray trying to kill everything, but Void Rays actually kill Zerglings incredibly slowly. Taylor Swift throwing out the not like this. Yeah, Comic is done. I notice he doesn't even have a natural base. So let's come in here to Taylor Swift's natural. The probes are fighting, which is just a horrific mistake. You do not want to fight against this many +1 Lings with probes. Taylor Swift leaves the game. Mighty has some Hellions, which is a genius idea, but he decides to tap out too. It's too much. He taps out, and Falcon wins the game by himself, mostly. I will tell you that I was laughing hysterically on stream when this happened, because this should never happen. You should absolutely never, ever, ever win a game when 2 of your teammates have lost and all 3 of the other teammates have their team ready to go. But yeah, my macro was better. Again, able to use Iron Spine's resources fairly effectively, getting the upgrades, bringing his Lings along, using the Baneling Nest that he gave me. So it was a team effort, right? I didn't have a Baneling Nest. I couldn't do that without Iron Spine. And then a Liberator. Yeah, some questionable choices. Making Void Rays versus an enemy who's effectively Ling flooding you. Making Liberators against an enemy who's Ling flooding you. The Hellions are a great choice, but Mighty tapped out before he could even use them for anything. I guess he knew he was just severely outnumbered, and maybe with the best Hellion control of all time, he could win that. But, you know. All right. Well, that was fun. I think it was a lot of a fun cheese compilation for April 2021 here, and that's going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. We talked about Twitch today. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.